The Black Mesa Research Facility was a sprawling scientific complex hidden beneath the New Mexico desert. To the public, it was a government contractor working on advanced technology. In reality, its most important project was housed in the anomalous materials labs. There, scientists had opened the gateway to a border dimension they called Zen. By studying alien crystals from this dimension, they were close to perfecting teleportation. This ambition, however, would soon bring about ruin. The day of the incident began with what was supposed to be a routine analysis. Dr. Gordon Freeman, a theoretical physicist who had only recently started his job at the facility, was tasked with handling a newly acquired crystal sample. This particular crystal was unusually large and unstable. Despite warnings from his more experienced colleagues, the facility's administrator insisted the test proceed, pushing the lab's anti-mass spectrometer well beyond its safety limits. As Freeman, a relative newcomer just doing his job, pushed the crystal into the machine's beam, the equipment overloaded. The result was a resonance cascade, a violent tear in the fabric of reality itself. In an instant, the facility became a slaughterhouse. The cascade ripped open a dimensional seam, allowing creatures from Zen to teleport directly into the complex. Unprepared scientists and security guards were attacked by alien predators. Head crabs latched onto victims, turning them into zombies, while packs of sonic blasting hound eyes cornered anyone they found. Gordon Freeman, protected by his hazardous environment suit, survived the initial blast. His new objective was no longer scientific research, but simple escape. Guided by panicked radio calls from survivors, Freeman began his long climb out of the disaster zone. His path forced him through the shattered remains of Black Mesa, showcasing the sheer scale of the chaos. He navigated irradiated sewer systems filled with hostile alien wildlife and confronted a massive blind tentacle monster in an old rocket silo, which he only defeated by firing the rocket engine and burning the creature alive. Every step was a desperate struggle, forcing him to use whatever he could find as a weapon, from a simple crowbar to scavenged firearms. Just as Gordon fought his way towards the upper levels, the government's response arrived. A fleet of military helicopters and armored vehicles descended on the facility, but they weren't there to rescue anyone. They deployed the Hazardous Environment Combat Unit, or HECU, a special forces team with one clear objective: containment. Their orders were to kill the aliens and, just as importantly, to silence every surviving Black Mesa employee to ensure the incident remained a secret. The situation devolved into a three-way war. Freeman now found himself fighting not only with the unpredictable creatures from Zen, but also highly trained soldiers who saw him as just another part of the problem to be eliminated. The Heku were methodical, setting up ambushes, machine gun nests, and using helicopters and tanks to lock down the facility. Gordon's mission transformed from one of escape to a running battle through a military quarantine zone. While Gordon fought his way through the chaos, others were trapped in the same nightmare. Barney Calhoun, a security guard, was fighting his own battle for survival. He worked with a small group of scientists, including Dr. Rosenberg, to reactivate an old forgotten teleporter to get them out. His journey through the facility's maintenance tunnels and freight yards shows the desperate, collaborative efforts of the staff to save themselves from both the aliens and the military. The soldiers themselves were in a desperate situation. Heku Corporal Adrian Shepard was on a helicopter that was shot down during the initial insertion, separating him from his unit. He quickly discovered the mission was far worse than he had been told. He fought the same Xenian horrors as Freeman, but also encountered a new, aggressive alien species that was using the dimensional rift for its own invasion. Shepard's fight for survival made it clear that to the commanders of the operation, the Heku soldiers were just as expendable as the scientists they were sent to kill. As the HECU started losing control of the facility, the government initiated its final plan. They deployed a unit of Black Ops assassins. These covert operatives were sent in to finish the job, with orders to kill everything that moved, alien, scientist, and soldier alike. Their ultimate goal was to plant a nuclear bomb in the heart of the complex to wipe Black Mesa off the map. Shepard would later find and disarm this bomb, only for it to be rearmed by the mysterious G-Man, a strange figure in a suit who seemed to be observing the entire incident. Meanwhile, Gordon Freeman had finally reached the Lambda complex, the facility's most secure sector and home to its main teleportation labs. The surviving scientists there had a last-ditch plan. They believed the resonance cascade was being held open by a powerful entity in Zen. If that creature could be destroyed, the portal might finally close. They saw Gordon, the new hire who had somehow survived it all, as humanity's only chance. After giving him what weapons and supplies they had left, they sent him on a one-way trip into the border world. Zen was a strange and hostile place, a collection of floating islands in a cosmic void. It was home to the Vortigons, a telepathic race of slaves who were controlled by a single powerful creature, the Nihilanth. This being itself a refugee fleeing a powerful empire called the Combine, was the psychic anchor holding the portal to Earth open. After battling through Zen's bizarre alien factories, Gordon confronted the Nihilanth in its chamber and destroyed it. With its death, the energy holding the dimensional rift open finally collapsed. Gordon was not given a moment to celebrate. He was pulled out of reality by the G-Man who had been watching him. The G-Man complimented Freeman's work and gave him an offer that was not truly a choice: work for his unseen employers, or be left to die. Freeman was then put into a state of suspended animation, a tool to be used later. Corporal Shepard, a witness who knew too much, was also detained by the G-Man and placed in stasis. Barney Calhoun, however, managed to use the old teleporter and escape with his small group of scientists just before the end. The end came with a nuclear blast. The bomb detonated and the Black Mesa research facility was completely destroyed. The government's cover-up was complete, but their goal of containing the incident was a catastrophic failure. The resonance cascade had done permanent damage to reality. The portal storms that continued across the globe acted as a beacon for the Combine. They invaded Earth, and in a war that lasted only 7 hours, they defeated all of humanity's armies. The human race was enslaved, with Black Mesa's former administrator, Wallace Breen, installed as the Combine's puppet ruler on Earth.